It wasn't until we surrendered and asked for help, became willing to trust in our higher power, that we began the journey to a new dimension. That same willingness to believe, to trust, to have real faith in something greater than ourselves, is successfully used to relinquish the last vestiges of control over our character defects. I can't. He can. I might as well let him. He can do for us what we cannot do for ourselves. We're going to start with the Serenity Prayer, and then we'll go into the daily reflections. If you or someone you know are questioning yourselves about whether or not you're an alcoholic or whether they are an alcoholic or drug addict, reach out. We can help you. You don't have to do it alone. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Grant me patience with the struggles that take time, and appreciation for all that I have, tolerance of those with different struggles, and the strength to get up and try again, one day at a time. The determination of our founders. June 28th. A year and 6 months later, these three had succeeded with 7 more. Alcoholics Anonymous, page 159. If it had not been for the fierce determination of our founders, Alcoholics Anonymous would have quickly faded like so many other so-called good causes. I look at the hundreds of meetings weekly in the city where I live, and I know AA is available 24 hours a day. If I had had to hang on with nothing but hope and a desire not to drink, experiencing rejection wherever I went, I would have sought the easier, softer way and returned to my previous way of life. We are eternally grateful to Bill and Bob for sticking with and expanding the basic concept of the Oxford Group's 6 steps. Gratitude for their wives, too, who stuck with them and counseled them in the early days. Alcoholics Anonymous is divinely inspired, run by humans to save themselves and to help others in their community for the sake of giving, for giving's sake. These men had found something brand new in life. Though they knew they must help other alcoholics if they would remain sober, that motive became secondary. It was transcended by the happiness they found in giving themselves for others. They shared their homes, their slender resources, and gladly devoted their spare hours to fellow sufferers. They were willing, by day or night, to place a new man in the hospital and visit him afterward. Seeing much of each other, scarce an evening passed that someone's home did not shelter a little gathering of men and women, happy in their release and constantly thinking how they might present their discovery to some newcomer. In addition to these casual get-togethers, it became customary to set apart one night a week for a meeting to be attended by anyone or everyone interested in a spiritual way of life. Aside from fellowship and sociability, the prime object was to provide a time and place where new people might bring their problems. Now, we sober alcoholics find nothing more enjoyable than being of service to others. Our constant thought of others and how we may help meet their needs is a sure way to stay sober. We go to meetings to meet people who need and want help and are seemingly willing to do what it takes. The originals didn't wait around to do the painstaking work, the cleaning out of old grudges and making amends. Working the steps was a much quicker process than it is today with most of us. We are lucky today, some call it blessed, to have so many members who have studied the book and put theory into practice and know how to take the newcomer through the process. Thank God for those early settlers of the program, for their tenacity and wisdom to not mess this thing up. They provided the steps to help the alcoholic, and years later, the group conscience formed the traditions to keep the program from infighting and ultimately to our demise, the group and the individual. We are strong together and weak alone. We find God, we clean house and help others, all in the name of love for others and our higher power. The determination of our founders. June 28th. A year and 6 months later, these three had succeeded with 7 more. Alcoholics Anonymous, page 159. If it had not been for the fierce determination of our founders, Alcoholics Anonymous would have quickly faded like so many other so-called good causes. I look at the hundreds of meetings weekly in the city where I live, and I know AA is available 24 hours a day. If I had had to hang on with nothing but hope and a desire not to drink, experiencing rejection wherever I went, I would have sought the easier, softer way and returned to my previous way of life. Please subscribe for more videos. Thank you for watching.